Hello, how are you doing today? Have you ever felt the weight of sharing too much with the wrong person? You're not alone. In today's world, where oversharing is almost expected, there's tremendous peace and power in knowing what not to say. If you're over 60, this message is especially for you because your time, your energy, and your inner peace are more valuable now than ever. So before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Here we help you protect your peace, embrace wisdom, and live your richest years with clarity and confidence. Let's be honest. We've lived enough to know that not everyone around us deserves access to our inner lives. And as tempting as it may be to open up, especially when we're going through changes or transitions, there's a strength in privacy that protects your joy. The first thing you should never tell anyone is the exact way you're rebuilding your life, whether it's after a loss, a move, a health change, or even a new beginning in retirement. Why? Because when you're still in the delicate process of growth, your plans are like fresh roots, vulnerable to even the slightest disturbance. Speaking too soon can invite unwanted opinions, subtle doubts, or unconscious envy from others, and whether they mean it or not, their energy can interfere with the clarity you're trying to build. It's not always malice. Sometimes it's just misalignment. Even well-meaning friends can cast a shadow with a careless question or a raised eyebrow. And when your vision is still forming, those moments can shake your confidence more than you realize. According to the law of attraction, your thoughts and feelings are powerful tools that shape your reality. If you share your goals too early, you may allow the vibrations of others to mix with your own, which can dilute your focus and shift your emotional state. Keep your process sacred. Protect it like a seed before it blooms. Share only what has been firmly planted and grown, because the journey you're still walking through deserves quiet, uninterrupted energy. Let your life speak once the chapter is written, not while you're still holding the pen. Second, your finances are your business. Whether you've saved well or are just getting comfortable with your money, not everyone around you needs to know what's in your account or what you've invested in. Especially at this stage in life, people may assume things, and that's okay. Let them. Silence can be powerful. You don't need to explain your lifestyle or your choices. In fact, privacy gives you the freedom to make decisions that serve you without outside noise or expectation interfering. And remember, not everyone clapping for you is cheering from a good place. Now, let's talk about your past. You've lived through decades of experiences, some beautiful, others painful. But not everyone has earned the right to hear those stories. If you're forming new friendships or even dating, protect the chapters of your life that shaped you. You don't owe anyone an emotional tour of your history. Instead, share selectively with people who've proven they respect and honor you. Your past is sacred, and sometimes it's enough that you know how far you've come. The fourth thing to keep to yourself? Your future plans. Whether it's a long-awaited vacation you've been dreaming about, a business venture you finally found the courage to start, or a big life change you're preparing to embrace, keep it close to your heart until it's fully formed. In this stage of life, when peace and clarity matter more than ever, there's a deep wisdom in quiet preparation. You don't need to announce every step before it's taken. When we speak too soon, we unintentionally invite not only opinions, but doubts, comparisons, and even subtle envy from others, energy that doesn't always align with your hopes and intentions. People might mean well, but their words can plant seeds of hesitation or fear. And in your golden years, you deserve more freedom to build without unnecessary pressure or noise. Let your journey unfold in private with calm and confidence. Let your results speak for you. There's something beautifully satisfying, even empowering, about surprising the world with what you've created behind the scenes. When the time is right, those who truly care for you will see the fruits of your dedication. Until then, protect your plans like a sacred garden, quietly nurtured, patiently grown, and shared only when they're ready to bloom. Number 5. Here's something else to hold close. The good you do. The quiet favors, the kind gestures, the moments when you go out of your way to help someone. Those acts are powerful not because the world sees them, but because they're born from a place of genuine heart. When you give without expectation, you tap into a deeper kind of fulfillment, one that doesn't need validation. At this stage of life, we understand something that takes many years to truly learn: that the most meaningful contributions are often the ones no one ever hears about. Broadcasting every good deed can sometimes diminish its true essence, turning something pure into something performative. And while appreciation is nice, real integrity lives in the unseen moments, the ones where you show up simply because it's the right thing to do. That's where your legacy is built, not in the stories people tell about your generosity, but in the quiet ripple effects of your kindness, echoing through lives you may never even know you've touched. This kind of character doesn't just speak, it resonates. And it's in those silent victories, where the soul whispers instead of shouts, that your wisdom and your goodness shine the most. Now, let's move on to number 6. It's natural to want to talk about our failures. But remember, sharing those setbacks too widely can make them feel heavier than they are, especially if you're still healing from them. Instead of letting others define your resilience based on your stumbles, let them see the strength in how you rise, not how you fell. Save your stories of defeat for the people who can turn them into encouragement, not entertainment. Number 7. One of the most common things we overshare and regret is how others have hurt us, especially if it was someone close. But when you carry that story around and retell it too often, you give it more space than it deserves. Not everyone needs to know who betrayed you or how. Sometimes the best way to move on is with silence, not bitterness. Because peace isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet act of choosing not to look back. And finally, perhaps the most subtle and powerful truth of all: never reveal exactly what you're seeking in others, whether it's in friendship, love, or companionship. When we lay out our desires too clearly, we unknowingly offer a roadmap that the wrong people can follow, not with sincerity, but with strategy. They may mirror your hopes, echo your values, and wear the perfect mask, just long enough to gain your trust, before revealing a different truth. At this stage of life, you've earned the right to move with quiet discernment. You've walked through seasons that have taught you how to read beyond words, to notice the tone, the timing, the silences in between. You no longer need to hand anyone the script to your heart. Let their actions speak before their promises. Let their consistency prove what their charm cannot. Trust the wisdom you've gathered. That still, small voice inside you that knows when something feels whole and when it feels hollow. The people meant for you will never need instructions to love you right. They'll simply show up again and again as themselves. And that kind of truth is never forced, never faked, and always earned. If this video helped you reflect, subscribe now to The Best Chapter. Every day we share content designed to help you live more wisely, more peacefully, and more intentionally. Leave a comment below. Which of these reminders resonated the most with you? Let's grow together, quietly and powerfully, as we protect the peace we've earned.